Hi there, folks. How you doing? Rev Paul here from the Message from the Truck from Trinity Anglican Church in Cambridge, Ontario, as well as the Sent, God's Church Deployed, our online ministry. It's great to be here with you today as I offer this week's Message from the Truck, an opportunity for us to reflect a little bit on our church life, our faith life, our scriptural life, as well as an opportunity to share some announcements for upcoming events and so on from the church community of Trinity Church in Cambridge, as I mentioned before. So, for those of you who are new to the Message from the Truck, sometimes I take a passage of Scripture and I reflect on that particular passage of Scripture. Sometimes I'll pick a theme that seems to have caught my attention for some reason that week. Maybe it's a news article or maybe it's something that I've read. But you never know what you might get, and I usually offer a 3 or 4 minute reflection on something and then share some announcements with the community. And that, of course, goes out in the Trinity Times, our weekly email, as well as onto our Facebook page and other places as well. But I wanted to share this afternoon, or today, I wanted to share with you, I read an article probably a couple of days ago now, and it was talking about words that are maybe words that we ought not use in church world. And one that sort of drew my attention was the idea of attending church. So if church is something that we are part of, if church is something that we do, and I don't want to call church a family, because that was another one of these items in the article, was not to call our church our family, and I'm not going to talk about that for a particular reason right now, but I'll maybe come back to it another day. But what it was basically saying is that if you were at home with your family, if you were at home growing up, or even now, you wouldn't attend dinner, you just go to dinner. You just have dinner. You just experience, you enjoy dinner. You have that opportunity of experiencing community together. You don't you don't attend supper time. You don't attend lunch. It just sort of happens. It was an interesting way of considering the feast that we gather for, that revitalizing of our faith lives that we are oftentimes find ourselves in when we gather for worship. It does seem to make sense. It doesn't make sense that we attend church so much as we are part of church. We are church. So anyhow, that was the author's reflection. And in that article, he indicated that, what are some of the words that challenge you around church life? And interestingly, the one that reflected to me, I've been considering it for a little while now. And this is the time of year where all of the different church groups are looking for new members, right? We're looking for new greeters, and we're looking for new ACW members, and we're looking for new quilters, and we're looking for new this and new that's, and choir members, and all the rest of it. And one of the words that regularly pops up in those conversations is, would you like to volunteer for such and such a ministry? And I think volunteer is a word that we in the church have co-opted from society, right? There's lots of places where we volunteer, whether it's for the United Way or for Heart and Stroke Foundation or some other service group in the area. And I don't know that volunteer is the right word for what we're calling people to when we ask people to step up and offer time to the church. You're going to hear a little bit about stewardship over the next little while, and one of the points of stewardship is offering our time, offering our talents. It's not just about money, but it's about what can we offer to God? What can we, from our wisdom, from our education, from our experience, from our knowledge, or maybe just from an interest point of view, what can we offer to God? And it doesn't mean that we're volunteering our gifts to God, but that we are offering our gifts to God. We don't volunteer the collection plate to the front of the church. We offer the offering to the church, or we offer the offering to God for use in the church. So I think volunteer is one of those words that kind of caught me this week, and I wonder, what's a better word for it? And I encourage you to consider that. Maybe drop me a line, send me an email, send me a text message. What's a better word for, we're looking for volunteers? What's a better way for us to phrase that? Maybe it's we're looking for people to fulfill their gifts. We're looking for people to open their hearts to the movement of the Spirit in their Christian journey. I don't know what it's going to be, but that was the one that sort of caught me this week, is what is it that we do in the church that isn't volunteer, but is actually our call to ministry? It's actually what God calls us to do. So I leave that with you. I'm going to let you think about that a little bit and encourage you to engage in conversation with those people next to you in the pew when you don't attend worship, but come to worship, and whatever else it is that we do, whether it's Bible study or what have you. I encourage you to think about, what does it mean to not volunteer, but to offer yourself to God? And leave that there. Lots of things going on in the community of Trinity Cambridge. Oh my goodness, it is clearly a new program year as activities are really starting to ramp up. If you've been around the church, you may have noticed that there were some construction vehicles kicking around. The work in the archives room is almost done, and we're looking forward to the archives committee having a chance to show us a little bit of what's been taking place upstairs on the second floor. We have new concerts coming up this coming week. This coming Sunday is our first concert in the park. And thanks to my brother Jeff, who has stepped in. We had a group lined up, and unfortunately they had to back out at the last minute. But my brother Jeff, who is a soloist, a tenor, a gifted singer, is going to be offering a gift of some Broadway tunes and some of the old favorites, the crooners and classics, as he comes and joins us this coming Sunday, September the 10th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And that goes on for the next 4 weeks. Different groups each of the 4 weeks at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And if it happens to be raining, we'll come on inside to the church, and we'll do that concert in the church instead. So do bring your own chair if you're coming to that. We'll have lemonade and cookies for everyone, but that's this Sunday at 2 o'clock. Of course, we have Sunday school coming. Sunday school will start a week from this Sunday, September 17th. So please continue to pray for our Sunday school teachers and our young people. If you know someone, kindergarten to grade 6, that you think should be part of our Sunday school, please encourage them to come along and meet our Sunday school teachers and experience what Sunday school is going to look like at Trinity as we regather for that once again. Regular lectionary-based Bible studies are coming this coming Wednesday. That would be the 13th of September. Will be our first opportunity to gather for a lectionary Bible study. I look forward to doing that with folks. Just come on over to the church about 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon, and we'll sit down and we'll study Scripture together. So that's coming up. We have another pub study coming. It's a week and a half or so from now, as we gather for that on the 20th of September. That will be at 13 food and beverage. So please make sure you contact the church and let us know that you're wanting to be part of that. We have a chicken barbecue coming up at the end of October. We have a messy church event happening in the middle of October. We have a youth event coming up at the beginning of November. Oh my goodness, there are so many things that are starting to line up. It is fantastic to see life being brought back in after our COVID days and our trying to figure out what we look like again. It's great to see that we're really blossoming down at Trinity as we continue to grow. And for the community of this end, I would anticipate that you're probably looking at about 1 or 2 weeks, and there'll be a huge announcement about some Bible studies and that kind of thing that are coming up. But of course, the community of this end does gather online on Sundays at noon or somewhere close to it as we offer our online worship there. So lots of things going on. We have 8 o'clock worship on Sunday. We have 10 o'clock worship on Sunday. If you're looking for something to do, there's a pretty good chance there's something that you could be doing at the church. So check your calendar, check your Facebook page, check our website as we try to keep that up to date. And we continue to offer opportunities for us to become better disciples, to become stronger in our faith and our relationship with God over the course of these opportunities for learning and social time as well. All right. So with that, I think that's probably enough. I want you to really think about those words that I offered at the beginning there. What can we say instead of looking for volunteers? What can we say instead about what it means to offer ourselves, offer our time and our talent to God's ministry here at Trinity? For right now, as I've mentioned before, this is a greeting that truck drivers will offer to each other, a blessing, if you will, that truck drivers offer to each other through the CB radio as they pass by on the highway. My friends, I invite you to keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. Blessings to you all from Rev Paul from this week's Message from the Truck. Bye for now.